Hey guys, just picked up a aperture sight for my Yugo M59 SKS. Got a Tech Sights. It's a TS100. It's the one I bought, and it looks like it's made out of a nice piece of milled aluminum. Has these protective ears on it, which also houses this windage adjustment. And there's like a little detent right here, one of the holes. Push in on that detent and then you can adjust your windage. And then for the sight, you have two apertures. You have a 0 through 200 yard aperture, then you flip that down and it's a 300 yard and up aperture. Okay, so what else you get in here? You get a new pin, which is going to replace this takedown pin here. And you also get, there's a nut to tighten that up. There's 4 screws in there, which install through these 4 holes right here. And what that does is it makes contact with the back of the receiver here. And then you get a nice solid surface, so the sight isn't going to move on you. You also get a little pin. You can see that. There's a pin right here. And what that is for is when you take off your rear sight, your original rear sight, what's going to come off is just this piece here. And then you'll put that pin in here and it'll hold the leaf spring in place, in case you want to keep that as a debris guard so you don't get junk falling in there. So you also get an adjustment wrench, or a wrench for tightening these set screws. So it comes with a nice instruction sheet how to install the sight. You get a sheet on how to adjust the sight. It has a little ballistic chart here for the 7.62 by 39. It looks like, in the directions it says here, if you have your aperture 0 through 200 aperture, and if you're shooting at 100 yards, you're going to be 3 inches high, and at 200 it'll be right on point of aim. So depending on the range you're shooting at, you can adjust your front sight for whatever range you're shooting at. Then they also have a sheet how to remove the rear leaf, remove this sight off. Basically, you just knock out a pin. You have to push down on this leaf spring and then knock that pin out. Okay, so that's all. That's what the kit comes with. I'm going to install the sight today and show you how it looks. Okay, here's what the stock sight picture looks like with the notch and post on the SKS. Okay, get started. You don't want to make sure your rifle's clear, and it is, so release the bolts. I'm going to open the takedown lever here. So what you want to do is rock that pin, and you want to have it straight up, pull it out, and hold on to that cover a little bit. It's under some spring tension. Pull the spring and the cover out. And what you need to do is, there's on this latch pin, there's also a little nub pin right here. You need to do is get that pin out. Then you can slide this whole assembly out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a vice grips and pull on that and see if I can get the pin out. They say most of them are pressed in, some of them are brazed in, so you might have to heat it up. Even with this one, I may have to heat that up to get that pin pulled out of there. Okay, so I've got those set screws installed, with the brass part is flush with the back of the sight here. See that? And then what you have to do next is you're going to install this cross bolt. This goes in from the right side. So put your sight up against there, push on the cover, push that bolt through. And this is a nut that goes in the back side. It has like a little D shape to it. So there's a flat ground into it right here. And you have to position that so it lines up with the flat portion of the sight. Okay, so you can tighten this cross bolt screw here just enough that it's snug, but not too tight, just so you have some movement still on the sight, up and down. Next what you're going to do is you're going to tighten these set screws up. And so what you want to do is get a piece of paper, install it in there, and just tighten one of these screws at a time. When you feel it tighten on the paper, then back it out and then tighten it 1/8 of a turn until it contacts the back of the receiver. Okay, so once you have all these 4 Allen screws tightened against the back of the receiver, and you tighten the cross bolt, the kit also comes with this small set screw that goes in the end of the nut. And what that does, it will tighten against the cross bolt, and that'll keep it from backing out, loosening up on you. Okay, next, to remove the rear sight, what you're going to do is, there may be a pin in this hole right here, or some rifles do not have a pin, and in that case what you do is you wrap some wire around your sight and you take a screwdriver and you pry down to compress that leaf spring, and then you take another screwdriver up in here and push it back, and then the sight will slide out. Okay, so that's how you get that rear sight out of there if it doesn't have the pin. Okay, as long as you have this apart, you may want to take that leaf spring out, pry up on the front, and pull straight back like that. And you may want to clean underneath there if there's any dirt or cosmoline, etc. So you can see there's that gas piston rod is underneath there. So I'd recommend reinstalling that leaf spring, and they provide you with a pin. This pin has a flat side and a dish side, so you want to install it with that flat side facing down towards the spring, and then the reason it has that dish in there so you can see your sight picture better. Okay, here's what the rifle looks like with this new sight installed. You can see it's got much longer sight race now. With the old sight you had about 19 inches, and with the new one on the receiver cover here, got 29 inches. So let's take a look. So there's your sight picture. And what I might do is Probably going to put a little white paint on the front sight. Make it stand out a little better. It'll be easier to center that ring then.